If you're listening about a Kenku, a Tiefling, and a Bugbear having no damn clue what they're doing, then you're listening to Not So Super Dungeon Bros.
Welcome everyone to the first episode of Not So Super Dungeon Bros, a show where four brothers with no clue as to what they're doing try their best to understand the world of Dungeons & Dragons, making fun of each other along the way. I am Jacob Talbot and I will be taking on the role of Dungeon Master, and my brothers Danny, Thaddeus, and Garrett will portray the constant shenanigans of our heroes. To give you a little background on our experience playing, we don't really have any. We could count on one hand how many times we've played, except for Thad, our dorky younger brother, who has been playing this for a couple of years. So if you're new to D&D, don't worry, you're not the only one. And if you have experience, we hope you can appreciate our effort. When you have finished listening, be sure to check out our website to find out ways to get in touch with us, like through Twitter, Facebook, etc., at NSSDBros.com. We'd love to hear from you and get your opinions. To begin the show, I will give some details regarding the world I have created for our heroes, and then we will introduce our characters. So get ready for Not So Super Dungeon Bros. Over a century ago, the War of the Planes began. The common folk of the material plane, also known as Evrion, were convinced the Mark Ones were just a harmless group of arcane users. No one knew the dark secrets and missions that had brought them together in the Blackstone Mountains until it was too late. Even the gods were slow to react, as they did not fully believe the legends of the ancient gods. Solinari, the god of magic, began investigating the rumors and legends, and upon discovering the truth sought desperately to stop the Mark Ones from completing a ritual to bring forth their master. Arriving with the ritual nearly completed, Solinari and his servants struck the Mark Ones' forces, protecting the ritual's inner circle. In desperation, the Marked Ones rushed the last part of the ritual, resulting in a devastating error. The Marked Ones sought to pull their prison their master was kept in from the Carceri plane into Evrion. However, with their ritual disrupted and cast without regard, the Carceri plane was pulled into Evrion, causing the convergence. The collision and merging of both planes had cataclysmic consequences to both inhabitants of Evrion and those captive in Carceri. The Carceri plane was known as the prison plane, for once you entered Carceri, no spells or artifacts could bring you out. The gods, for both good and bad, would banish people to Carceri who they felt deserved a fate worse than death. The true cruelty to this was the fact that death only came by the harsh environments and deadly beasts, as no beings aged from the time they entered Carceri. With the convergence came radical geographical changes as part of both planes were crushed beneath the surface, buried in the ocean depths, or raised high into new mountains. The population of both planes were devastated, and most notably, the loss of the entire Elven kingdom, swallowed beneath the ocean. You are now more likely to find a giant than a wood or high elf. Side effects of the convergence were felt throughout the combined plane. The imprisoning power of Carceri overlapped the two planes, preventing planar travel. Additionally, the power of preventing beings from aging has transformed, causing those from both planes to age at a slow pace, effectively doubling the life expectancy of the inhabitants. The convergence also brought contention between the survivors of both planes, resulting in armies forming and cities choosing allegiances. Now, 100 years have passed, and the tensions have risen throughout, as an evil influence seems to be spreading into the very hearts of all who dwell in this new land, in this convergence. So now we're going to have the guys introduce themselves and their characters, and I hope you'll enjoy it. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I'm excited, man. That sounds awesome. That sounds so cool. Hi guys, my name is Garrett, and I will be playing a Kenku monk and I've written up a little synopsis about my background. As an egg, I was abandoned on the doorstep of a mountain monastery. Raised by monks, I lived a Spartan lifestyle, completely bereft of the pleasantries of life, such as good food and fine raiment. You might say I didn't fit in at the monastery, and you'd be right. Able to perfectly mimic the different fighting styles, I quickly excelled at mastering the ways of the monk, causing jealousy, an emotion usually frowned on by the monks, to flow through the ranks of the other trainees and even some of the masters. One day, there was a guild trade show that came through the town at the base of our mountain. I was instantly fascinated with everything from the fancy clothes to the merry melodies of the music guild. But most of all, I fell in love with the food. After discussing with my master, I left the monastery with a promise to continue practicing my martial arts and to discover, harness, and master my ki, and with a dream to join the culinary guild and become a master chef. I left that day with the culinary guild. Life among the culinary guild was simple enough, recipes were easy to follow, and I made some amazing food. I also gained a ton of weight. I quickly ascended to the lofty rank of line cook. However, I could not for the life of me come up with my own recipe. In order to gain further recognition and rank within the culinary guild, I have set out on a quest to compile the most complete cookbook that this world has ever known. When I return with such a magnificent cookbook, I will surely gain the prestige. A couple other fine details about me. My name is Rooster. My friends call me Hungry Rooster because I love to eat. I'm a Kenku monk. I'm about 35 years old. And the monastery that I was raised in is called the Ever Sanctuary. And that's pretty much it. For now, anyway.
All right, who's
Awesome.
next?
I'll go if you want. Okay, my name is Thaddeus, and I will be playing a character called Ezekiel Carrion. Ezekiel is a tiefling warlock. He is 325 years old. He's about 6 foot. Short black beard, hair swept back, orange eyes, and some long curling horns. He, unlike most tieflings, he is born of elven and demotic descent, and he was born in the elven kingdoms, but never really accepted as one of the elves. He once served the dark god Hidekel, making deals on his behalf until Ezekiel ended up falling out of his favor and was cast into cursory and stripped of his magic. For about 75 years, he survived there, just continuing to apply the same trade that he did before, just making deals with people to ensure his survival. Sometime after the convergence, he found that his magic had returned to him, and he didn't know where it was coming from. And his old patron was not empowering him, so he sought out looking for this new patron. Ezekiel is calm and level-headed, but he can't resist swindling those more powerful than him. He prefers flattery to get what he wants, but he is not above taking his dagger out and getting some work done. He believes that everyone has their price, and he continues to seek power by always getting the better deal. Now he's, with the elven kingdoms drowned from the convergence, he now scours the land looking for some means to exact revenge on his former patron and to find a part of his past that is missing.
Dope.
Alright, my name is Danny and I play a character called Barb. His real name is Barbara, but obviously, as you might imagine, it makes him furious when he hears people call him Barbara. Barb's a little bit different in that he's a bugbear with very little hair other than on top of his head, which he usually has up in some sort of a man bun. He came from a place called Blackstone, where he was raised to roughly be a teenager, and his parents had passed away, and his prized possession that he was left with from his family was a sword. And it wasn't just any sword, it was a very beautiful long black stilled sword laced in gold, and very beautiful. And right before his father's death, he shared a story about how he came about the sword, and that when he touched it, he had a vision of his child holding the sword, and that by his hand, freedom and prosperity would come. And so Barb has just kind of wandered the land looking for jobs, looking for things to do to occupy his time and make a living. But he's not sure what exactly the outcome of having this great sword is. But we're looking forward to hearing more about that.
Sweet. All right. Our story begins as a caravan rolls over the dusty, cracked soil of the Blackstone Plains. It snakes around the thick batches of tall, dry grass on the worn, trampled trail. The sun beats down on all without mercy as the summer continues to prove to be an exceptionally harsh one. In the distance, the jagged obsidian peaks of the Blackstone Mountains loom, a sign that our travelers are approaching their destination. The caravan set out from the Mages College in Eversummit, hiring inhabitants throughout the land for an archaeological expedition deep within the Blackstone Mountain range. As the wagons rumble on, night swiftly draws near, and the caravan is forced to camp. After the hustle and bustle camp setup, we find our heroes huddled around a small campfire. The group has come together as a band of outcasts from the main body of the caravan, as their races are not common in the more populated areas of Evrion. Those within the caravan are mostly miners, carpenters, and general workmen, as they are thought to be needed by the archaeologists to uncover what they're searching for. As you all sit around the campfire, you notice that there are a bunch of groups breaking out and just kind of relaxing. You've just had your meal, which was prepared by the cook for the caravan, Mr. Rooster, and you are now settled down, and you look around, you see some people are having a little axe-throwing competition off on the side. A couple of other dwarfs are in the corner with their beers and having what seems to be a drinking competition. And generally, everyone's just kind of relaxed and lying around. What would you all like to do?
I'd like to go throw my axe.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so you walk over there. The first thing you notice, these are some big burly men. They're miners by trait, but they all are just kind of flinging these axes and everything. And it looks like they're putting some money down. And one of them looks over at you. Oi, look at this big one. I bet he knows how to throw an axe. Would you care to place a wager?
I'll place a wager.
Are you mocking my accent?
Yes, I am, you stupid bloody bloke.
He looks a little pissed off. He's like, I don't know if we have need of your kind here.
That's okay. I don't care.
The wager's 5 gold. Oh, just so you all know, I don't know if I told you this. You all have 10 gold in each of your inventory.
Okay, as this is happening, Ezekiel walks up. Well, if you would put your money where your mouth is, we could settle this and see if he really is a bit more of a man than you. He seems to be mocking you, but maybe that's well and due. And I put down an extra 5 gold on Barb.
Oh, okay, so you're betting with, like, the men around you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so a lot of the other guys are betting against you and everything. Barb, do you place down 5 gold to get into this?
Yes.
Okay, so the way this is going to work, you get to throw 3 axes, and basically whoever has the higher score will win.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is you're going to make an attack with your hand axe, and this bloke's going to roll for his attack. So he throws, oh man, his first throw, he throws it and it hits dead center in there. And he just kind of looks over at you like.
All right.
You roll the natural 1.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, shit.
So Barb throws his and it just misses the target and like goes skittering past into the bushes. And then the guy is like, all the guys are laughing, and they think you have 0 chance of winning this. And he throws his second one, and it hits just off of the center.
And Ezekiel kind of, all in well. He may not be able to throw an axe as well as you, but I'm sure he can take you on one-on-one.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's a freaking beast.
Oh, you're afraid of him, are you?
I'm not afraid of him, but I'm not stupid either.
You fooled me.
Do you want to go, little horn man?
Wait a second. I thought it was best of 3.
It is.
I already threw again.
What'd you get for your second one?
27.
He got a nat.
Oh, he got a nat 20.
For his second one or his third one?
For my
For
second
one.
Okay, so your second one hits dead center, and it hits and knocks his loose, and it falls to the ground because he didn't get it in as well. So you guys are sitting even. So it's gonna come down to this next throw.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. So he lets you go first since you won that one. What do you get?
15.
All right, so you nailed just off the off center, and you look over and his hands are all sweaty and he's real nervous, and he throws the axe and it flies over the target, and you hear some guy in the background go, "Ow!" He completely missed with a nat 1.
Oh.
He all looks all pissed off, and he tosses you the bag of coin. So you, Danny, you were only playing one guy, so you get 5 extra coin plus the 5 coins you put in. So your gold will be up to 15. And Thad, you had 2 other guys betting against you, so you will get 10 extra gold on top of your wager.
Okay, so I have 20 at this point, right?
That's correct. All right. He kind of turns around. And he's like, "Oh," and then just kind of puts his back to you guys.
That's good work.
What are you doing during this time, Rooster?
All right, so I just.
Are you just over there stirring your pot?
No, I
He's smoking it.
something like that. No, I was doing dishes, and after I finish up dishes, I wander over to those dwarves. I want to participate in this drinking contest.
All right.
They seem more my size, since I'm 4 foot and whatnot.
Oh, let's drink, my mateys! For some reason, they're piratey. So you got about 4 dwarfs, and they're all just chugging back. Arr, all right. What is this thing? He points over to you.
I just point at myself, and then and then I sit down with them. So for those of you who don't know, Kenku don't have their own voice. They're able to mimic sounds and other voices that they've heard, but they can't really come up with their own sentences unless they've heard someone say it beforehand. So he's
okay.
He doesn't say anything at this time.
So the 4 dwarfs, they're like, "It's 2 copper. First one to drop loses."
I throw 2 copper on the table.
All right. Yeah, this is significantly more. To be honest, the guys over there, the miners, were gonna bid a lot less, but because Barb was pissing him off, he made the wager higher. So anyway,
thank you, Barb.
So yeah, you throw down your 2 copper, and then 2 other guys put down their copper. So it's actually gonna be last one standing because another guy decides to join. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make Constitution saving throws. Is your Constitution awful?
I have a 0 for my modifier.
Oh, wow.
All right, so we're just rolling right now, or what?
Yeah, let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and roll. Lowest one loses.
All right, I got a 17.
Okay, so one of them rolled a 10 and the other one rolled a 4. And so you guys drink about 3 drinks, and the first one just falls to the ground. You could tell that guy had probably been drinking like the entire time before that. So it might not have been only 3 drinks that did it to him, but he was kind of dumb and joined the competition. But the other guy's still up. Let's go ahead and roll Constitution again.
I got a 5. I gotta roll that with advantage, right? Because I was sober before this.
No. But this, I'm gonna make it best out of 2 for this one anyway, because it's the final one. So he kind of takes a swig and he's a little like loosey, and you're like really rocking back and forth. So let's go ahead and roll Constitution one more time. Oh, you're screwed.
That's a little better.
You got a 19?
Yeah.
Oh man, he got an 18. So now you're both you kind of like acting like you're not really feeling it, and he's like, whoa. And so it comes down to this roll, Constitution. Oh my gosh.
7.
He got a 4. This dwarf's like, oh, one mighty bird. And then falls to the ground. And so your copper's on the table. You collect it. And everyone make a perception check real quick. And then let me know what you get.
I got a 17.
10.
19.
Nice. So the Kenku is kind of like not paying attention really and everything. But Barb and Zeke, what do you want me to call you for short, or do you want me to always call you
Zeke for short? Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to call you Ezekiel.
That was the name that I was going to give. That was the nickname I was going to give him. Zeke.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. So Zeke and Barb, you see over by the chuck wagon, you see these horns kind of bouncing away. Just giant, what look like deer antlers, not like deer, like antelope horns just bouncing away through the forest or through the brush.
Jackalopes over here? What the fetch is going on?
Yeah, that's what you saw.
Ezekiel's going to run up and try to get on top of that wagon to get a better view.
Okay.
And
go ahead and no, I'll let you climb up there. I'm not going to make you roll for that. So you climb up onto the chuck wagon, but the brush is really thick, so like all you can see is you see these glimpses of these horns just bouncing.
Barb pulls out his javelin.
Okay.
How far away is this?
It was like 50 feet away from you when you saw it, and now they're probably like, I don't know, 200-300 feet away from you. They're hauling ass.
Yeah, I start running.
You start running after them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Seeing this, I'm gonna keep my distance behind, but I'm gonna follow him just in case. He made me money.
All right. With your perception check, Thad, you notice that on the chuck wagon, it looks like someone had like pilfered some of the food out of it. Before you get running, you also have a carpenter and a miner down the road, like kind of like, hey, you can hear some arguing. You're not really sure what they're arguing about. But are you guys going to still run after these horns?
I am. I like antelope.
If Barb's already gone, yeah, I'm just going to keep following Barb.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Rooster?
Have I noticed the commotion?
You noticed that Barb and Zeke are heading out.
So I'm going to stumble over to the chuck wagon and go from there.
Okay, you go over the chuck wagon, you're like behind Ezekiel, and you see that, something has definitely like gotten into the chuck wagon and stole a bunch of food.
Is it my cookbook? Did it steal my cookbook?
Not your cookbook.
Oh, okay.
Don't you carry your cookbook on you at all times?
I don't remember it. Am I in condition to run and follow these guys? That's my
Yes, yeah. You could follow them. You're just kind of buzzed. You were acting a little drunker than you were. It just affected your perception. You didn't really see it.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna sprint after him then.
Okay, so you start sprinting after him. Barb, you're definitely not seeing any trace of it, but you do actually give me a survival check.
16.
16? Okay, you notice that you can see these trails. You can see the trail that this animal left. So, are you guys running after this, or are you like normal pace? How are you doing it?
I was sprinting.
Okay, so you're just
I'm
sprinting.
a ways behind, just walking.
How far is a ways behind?
Like 20 feet, 30 feet.
Okay.
I'm going as fast as I need to go to keep up.
Okay. Barb, your experience on the plane plus your roll, you know that this creature is going much faster than you can run. Like, you just know that this is a faster creature. But you have a trail, so you can continue to follow it. It's going to take you a little while. You're just running, and it takes you probably like 30 or 40 minutes running through this brush, especially since you haven't, been back in Blackstone. You haven't been running through the brush as much lately. Give me another survival check to see how fast you find these people.
16.
Or creatures. 16. Okay, so it's got you've been running for about 45 minutes, and you pop out of this brush area into this tiny little clearing. It's probably about 50 feet in diameter, and you pop out, and there in front of you stand 4-foot tall rabbits with antelope antlers. These are jackalopes.
All right. So
and
are
these and these jackalopes have their spears pointed right at you because they could hear you running after them.
All right.
These are sentient jackalopes.
Yes, they are.
Are they? How
spears.
are they lined up? Are they lined up in parallel, or are they
kind of like in a semicircle? Because they knew where you were coming from, so they kind of in the clearing. They're in a semicircle, towards the back of the clearing. Where another like brush mound and like a mound of brush and everything is.
Okay. Well, I just chucked my javelin right at the one in the center.
No questions asked here.
No questions asked.
All right. Let's roll initiative because they're ready for it, so you're not gonna get a surprise attack or anything.
Could I possibly get stealth at all? Because I was ways back.
If it's gonna take you a few turns to get there.
Okay.
Probably like 2 rounds before you would get there, but yeah, I'll let you do it.
Okay.
And what were you doing, Rooster? Were you running full speed, or were you?
I was trying to catch up to Barb.
You were trying to catch up to Barb, so you're probably.
I was behind both of them.
Yeah, so if you were running though and not doing what Zeke was doing, then you'll probably be 1 turn behind him. So let's go ahead and roll initiative here.
12.
And I got 7.
I got a 7.
Yep, Ezekiel, you got a 2. And still.
Okay, hold on. I gotta write this down.
I like jackalope. They're tasty.
Hey, do I know any recipes that call for jackalope?
No.
I'll teach you one.
That you do not.
Yeah,
you can learn a recipe from Barb. Yeah. I can tell you right now, it will not be good for the for the guild.
What are you talking about? He's grown up on the Blackstone Plains. He should know how to cook jackalope.
I know how to cook.
Yeah, he knows how to cook for nourishment, not for flavor.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, what all did everyone get?
I got a 12.
7.
We're gonna have 2 jackalopes go before all of you, and then 2 after you.
Just tell us.
They roll better initiative. From where you are, Danny, the jackalope in the middle right hops forward towards you and stabs at you with his spear.
Wait, what the hell happened to my? What happened to my javelin?
He got initiative, so you weren't surprising them. If you had gotten there and they didn't know you were there, then you could have done a surprise round.
Okay.
But basically, they were waiting for you, so technically you don't get it. Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go. Does a 13 hit against your AC?
No.
Okay, so he stabs at you, but you were ready for a fight, so you just knock it to the side with your javelin. And the second one on the far left comes forward to against you as well and tries to do a spear attack as well. And he rolls a He rolls and completely miss. He stabs forward, and you kind of just step down on it and push the spear into the ground a little bit, and it's like stuck beneath your foot.
Okay.
That will take us to Barb's turn.
All right. Now, what I do is I jump up as high as I can, and I ram the spear through one of their heads.
All right, you can try it for sure.
What I need to roll.
Are you so you're attacking with your javelin?
Yep.
Yeah, just roll a javelin attack.
19. 9 piercing.
19 definitely hits. How much damage?
9 piercing.
9 piercing damage. All right. So, Barb, kind of, with the spear being held in the other guy's hand, Barb kind of pushes off of it to get a little bit more bounce, jumps up and does kind of a Troy from Troy attack, and just stabs the spear straight through this jackalope's head. And I don't know if any of you have ever heard a jackrabbit scream, but that sound comes screaming forth, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw. But you did kill this jackalope. Make a Constitution saving throw.
18.
18. Okay, so you growing up in the plains, this doesn't affect you. You're used to this cry of rabbits, and you're just a little bit more bloodthirsty now. That will bring us to which of you got the highest decimal point on your initiative roll?
Mine
Do you
was
know?
a 7 flat. They didn't give me a decimal point.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna let you guys decide who wants to go first in this.
I'll go first. That's cool with that.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so I run in. There's one jackalope that's skewered to the ground right now.
Yeah, so you were a turn behind. So all you're gonna be able to do is run into that, because you're gonna have to use like a double movement to get up there, if that makes sense. So you're gonna get there, and what you see is Barb with this javelin stabbed through this jackalope's head, and these other 3 jackalopes kind of with their spears pointed at him.
Okay, so I'm just there. I don't get to do anything.
Yep. So, because I said you were turned behind because Barb ran ahead of you.
Gotcha.
That means if you're stealthing right now, Zeke, you're going to be a turn behind unless you wanted to just run forward.
I'll just run forward. But am I within sight by the end of one of my regular movements?
Not your regular movement. You'll have to take a dash action like the monk.
Okay,
did.
I can't see him yet. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
So
just
you'll see him at the end of your dash act. So by the end of your turn, you're basically behind Barb, maybe 10, 15 feet away.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so that will bring us to the other 2 jackalope who rush forward and are going to attack Barb twice, 1 from each. The first one swings, and you could tell he's just terrified from what he just witnessed, and he just misses Barb. And the second one goes for it, and the second one just stabs blindly and is just like poking at Barb and can't really see what he's doing because his head's turned the other way. He doesn't want to look at his dead friend on the ground. Both attacks miss.
Oh, now I feel bad.
And that
so
will
sad.
that'll bring us to the one who had stabbed at you and you stuck his thing. Now that your foot is off of it with your mean attack, he tries to stab at you again. Since his guys are near him, he's going to have advantage on his roll. Does a 15 hit?
No.
They have pack tactics, just so you know, if you're wondering at home and have played D&D before. So he rolled a 15. That doesn't hit your AC?
No.
Okay, so he misses as well. And that brings us to you, Barb.
All right. Are there 2 standing closer together?
So all 3 of them are next to you. You have the one who had stabbed and got caught in the dirt on your left, and then you have 2 like right in front of you with the dead one laying in between them.
Okay, so what I do is I just leave my javelin. I let it go, and it's just stuck in the earth with a rabbit stuck to it. And I pull out my black sword and do a wide, huge swing, lopping off their heads. All 3 of them.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, that's not going to happen. You can't attack 3 people at the same time.
That's why I asked if they were close.
Yeah, but that's just not how this game works.
All right.
All right, because you're gonna have resistance when you cut through one of their heads.
No, not with my sword.
Okay.
How much?
Just roll your
could
attack.
a rabbit honestly cause resistance?
Man, his bones. He's got horns, man. All right, just roll the freaking thing.
What?
Are
What
these
am I
armored jackalopes?
Roll your sword.
rolling? Okay, my great sword. Oh, I love it. 10.
10 misses.
Holy smokes!
So you let go of your javelin and you go to swing, and you're swinging for their heads, but the one jackalope kind of ducks down a little bit and brings his horns up real quick and just deflects your blade by hitting like the side of your blade, not the sharp part. All right. I believe, unless you could do anything as a bonus action that you want to do, like go into a rage or anything.
No, I think I would like to go in a rage.
So your Barb's all pissed off now that he missed. Now he just really wants to kill these jackalopes. All right, that will bring us to Rooster.
Alrighty, so I charge in there, and I'm going to mimic the sound of that dying jackalope as a war cry. And
Okay. Okay. Barb, Ezekiel, and these three rabbits have to make a Constitution saving throw.
what would that be?
What have
again?
you done?
This is a terrifying screech.
18.
18. You pass, no problem. What's up, Zeke?
I got a 10.
That actually passes. It's not.
Oh, thank goodness.
10's actually the DC. But
I was like, it's not my strongest thing.
yeah. All right, go ahead and do what you're doing.
Alright, so I didn't have any weapons on me, but I grabbed a ladle out of the chuck wagon before I left. And so I am going to, as I'm running up doing that war cry, I leap into the air, and I'm coming down to punch the jackalope in the face with my fist inside the ladle.
Which jackalope? So you have
the one on the
you're
furthest
behind
right.
Barb. Okay. So you're coming around the side of Barb and hitting him on the right. Okay.
Yeah, that's I don't know, in my
So
head. That's how I envision it.
you have one on the left of Barb, and then you have two in the front left and front right. So are you going for the one front right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Alright, what do I roll for that? Just my monk unarmed attack?
Yep. Well, yeah.
12.
A 12 hits. What's your damage?
6 damage.
6 damage. You whack this thing in the head with this ladle, and it's just rocked. It doesn't go down, but you could tell it did not like that.
Alright, as my bonus action, I'm gonna do another unarmed strike with my other hand. Uppercut to the chin.
Okay.
A 10.
A 10 misses. So you hit him with this ladle, and he's just kind of loopy. And as he's looping back, you were already swinging with your left, and you just missed. That'll bring us to Zeke.
All right. So Zeke walks up, and seeing this, he's just like, why are we killing a bunch of rabbits? And is there any angle where I can make a 15-foot cone without hitting the other two?
So you have Barb and right in front of you. You have one in your front right, one in your front left, and then one on the left of Barb, and then you have basically Rooster on this side of Barb. So it would be, you'd have to move over probably 10 feet to the left, and then maybe you could hit two of them. But if you were to try and get the third, you'd probably hit Barb.
Okay, I'll go for the two of them then. Okay. Ezekiel walks up, and he puts his hands together at the thumbs, and you see a few brief sparks flicker across the fingers before a jet of flames comes racing out, and they all need to make a dexterity saving throw as I cast Burning Hands.
They do have good dex, but that was a terrible roll. So a 5 and a 12?
Neither one makes it. They take 14 burning damage.
So you melt these jackalopes. Because you basically did you did do double their damage. And you just melted them to the ground. And then, all that's left is this charred fur. They didn't even have time to scream because you did so much damage so quickly.
So after he does that, I throw my ladle on the ground and I turn around and throw my hands up, yelling at him, pointing at them and pretending to eat, trying to get my point across.
Yeah,
dude,
these things are ash.
Burned my food. Come on.
Yeah.
There's one left, right?
Yes, there's one left.
I'm just gonna kind of look at it and just wait for it to leave, hoping to intimidate it and get it to just go away after it's seen what just happened.
Roll intimidation.
Alrighty,
with
I can
advantage.
do that.
With advantage.
A 23 should do it.
So you see that he's terrified and he's about to run away, but then he kind of looks back at the brush behind him and steely-eyed looks forward with a brave face.
Oh snap! There's something much worse behind there.
All right. That will bring us to. Actually, that'll bring us to that rabbit. So he's going to go ahead. He lost pack tactics since all of his friends are dead. And now he will stab at this crazy little bird that hit him with the ladle. Oh my gosh. He did 22. That hits, right?
That'll do it.
He does 4 piercing damage.
It's half my HP.
All right. That'll bring us back to Barb.
All right. So I'm a little bit puzzled at why he looked back and stayed, because I thought for sure after what Zeke did, he would have ran off. So what I'm going to do is just grab him around the throat.
Okay. Make a strength check.
25.
Yep. You grab him around the throat. And he drops his spear, and you're kind of just holding there. He's squirming, trying to get loose.
Okay. I bring him right up to my face, and I let him see my fangs, and I say, "What was you looking at back there?"
Go ahead and roll a nature check with advantage, since you grew up on the Blackstone Plains.
Roll again, you have advantage.
Okay.
Thank goodness. The first one was a natural one.
17.
Oh, thank goodness.
Okay, so you're only going to be able to understand basic gestures from this thing. He kind of points back there and puts his arms around it across his chest, and that's all he does. And he just repeats that gesture.
Puts his arms across his chest like he's holding a baby, or like he's
kind of like he's crossing his arms across his chest, like protective.
I'm gonna sneak over there and see what's going on.
Yeah, Ezekiel's gonna go with him.
Okay, so
I want to do it sneakily.
So go
What
over there, roll investigation. This is pretty well hidden.
I got a 7.
All right, you can't find
I got a
anything. You both can't find anything. It's going to take you a little bit longer to find it. That'll bring us back to this jackalope. He's going to try and kick Barb in the shin so that Barb lets go.
How tall is this? Yeah, how tall is this rabbit?
They're 4 foot tall.
He might.
Are you holding him above the ground?
Oh, I'm holding him right
by
to
the
my
throat?
face. Yeah, I'm holding him up to my face.
Okay, then he's gonna try and kick you in the groin. I guess.
Okay, that makes more sense.
That's
All right.
much better.
He rolled a 7, so he misses. He's being held by the throat, so he's kind of choking. So he's feebly kicking against you. And that will bring us back to Barb's turn. You want to do anything else, Barb?
I want to give him a wedgie. Is he wearing pants?
No, he's not wearing pants.
Okay.
You could grab his little fluffy tail.
I ask him, I say, show me what you're protecting or I'll kill you.
Roll intimidation.
12.
Yeah, that's not high enough. He's very protective of it. He doesn't want to show anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll bring us to the rooster.
I'm gonna keep looking.
Roll investigation again.
That was a 4.
Man, this is the blindest bird I've ever seen.
Okay.
Are you sure you're not a bat?
If there's something not shiny, if it's not shiny, I'm not gonna see it, man.
Oh my god.
All right, go ahead, roll, Zeke.
Okay, I'm just gonna walk back over to this jackalope being held aloft by a barb, and I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy, and I'm gonna make a small flame appear in my hand, and to him I'm gonna say, "We don't wish to hurt you any more than your friends over there, but tell us what's over there, and nothing will happen to it. Otherwise, I can't guarantee that it won't all be burned to the ground."
Roll intimidation with advantage, especially after seeing
16.
his friends. Yeah. So he kind of like puts his head down, like not defiantly, but submissively, like he'll do it.
Okay, and I kind of reassure him that I don't wish you any further harm. I just want to know what's there.
He clearly does not believe you after the events of what just happened.
Can I persuade him?
Yeah, roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, natty one. He definitely doesn't.
Yeah, he 100% does not believe a word you're saying. All right, so Barb, are you putting him down then?
No, I'm going to keep him up.
Okay, well, he can't show you with you holding him by
right.
his throat.
So what I
Just
do,
hold on to an ear.
Yeah, what I do is I kind of flip him around so he's facing the other way. So I'm grabbing him by his hide in the back.
Okay, like the back of the scruff of the neck.
And say, "Lead the way."
All right, so he leads you over to this, and he kind of pushes through the clearing. And Rooster wasn't even close to the area. And he shows this where this little burrow is, and it's, excuse me, it's about 2 feet in diameter. Only the Kenku's going to be able to fit in there comfortably. Zeke might be able to fit in there, but it'd be very tight. Bugbear, you could not.
I'm good. I don't want to get dirty.
Okay.
Do I know what's going on?
You guys are
Apparently not.
yes, you know what's going on. You're not that out of it.
Okay, I just wanted to
You were
make
just
sure.
searching very badly, that's all.
Alrighty, yeah, I'll stick my head down there.
Okay. So you'll have to crawl in the ways. It's about 3 or 4 feet in, and then it opens up. So you crawl in there, and you come into this burrow, and inside you see what looks like a bunch of not babies, but like adolescent jackalopes and a mom jackalope in there. And they see you and are just terrified. And they all give this shriek. Make a Constitution saving throw.
I didn't know this was an evil campaign.
An 8.
All of us make one, or just
No, just with disadvantage. Because there are a lot of them in there. A lot of baby
An 8.
adolescent.
Still an
All
8.
right, so you're going to take 4... Oh, no. Let me roll that. You take 2 points of psychic damage, and then all these jackalopes go flying towards the back of the room and out this other entrance, and just are fly and leave.
I want to
leave
try
you
and
in there
grab
by
one of the
yourself.
adolescent ones.
When you failed that Constitution save, you like fell on the floor and are like covering your ears. You can't grab one.
Okay. All right. I'm going to crawl back out then, and I'm going to gesture to Barb to lower the jackalope in his hands so that I can get close to him.
okay. I do
Are
it,
you going to do that?
of
All
course.
right, I pull a knife out and I slit its throat and I start skinning it.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness!
And Ezekiel kind
This
of
thing is like a sentient being as big as you are.
Ezekiel kind of looks at it. Perhaps our best course of action would be not to kill everything we encounter.
Didn't you just promise this thing you wouldn't?
I did.
I wasn't there for that. I was off searching.
Rooster is just
Oh
freaking.
my gosh,
goodness.
this is brutal.
All right,
I saw a rabbit. I'm going to cook a giant rabbit.
Oh, are you gonna try and stop him? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm
Barb?
pretty sure he was. Yeah, I don't want him.
Okay, if you want to try, I'm gonna let you try. It's gonna be a dexterity.
Contest.
Roll dexterity against each other. Competition.
Just normal.
Not saving, just normal dexterity. Yep.
23.
A natural 20.
5.
For who?
Danny.
So,
For Barbs.
you pull out this dagger and you're getting ready to just slit this thing's throat, and Barb's hand reaches out lightning fast and grabs your hand and just holds it in a vice lock.
I just point to him with my other hand and then point to my mouth, and I'm like, food.
All right. So what I do is I just let the other one go and smack it in the ass so it knows to run off.
Okay, it was just sitting there trembling, and once you smack it in the butt, it takes off and runs back behind and just takes off.
Mm-hmm.
I look down so sad, and then I walk over to the other one and start skinning it.
No, they're all charcoal.
No, not the one I still have on my javelin.
Yeah, huh? Because it was in the same spot as the cone of fire.
You burnt my javelin?
It's
Oh, shoot.
yeah, your javelin's toast, man.
Oh, I'm
Sorry,
going
Barb.
to kill you.
Well, perhaps that should stop being our first course of action for all those we meet.
Damn it. You burnt my food and my javelin. All I wanted to
They are cheap.
I just wanted to eat them.
I flick
I was saving-
Barb a gold coin,
Okay.
and Ezekiel just starts heading back to the camp, shaking his head.
And then I gesture after he flips me the gold coin. I gesture for him to like open his mouth. Do you do it?
To Ezekiel?
No,
or-
I'm walking away. Ezekiel is walking away.
Okay, then I chuck the quarter or the gold piece of the back of your head.
Roll dexterity, I guess. Just regular dexterity to see if it hits him.
19.
This coin comes flying and hits Zeke right in the back of the head, just square in the back of the head. Bunk. Take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, also, I have 7 temporary hit points. Or no, 5 temporary hit points right now because I killed 2, right?
Yeah.
So I have 10 temporary hit points.
You doubled your lives for
Yep.
burning. You burned them.
Because of the Dark One's blessing, one of my warlock
So
traits.
I get 2 hit points? How many do I
What?
get?
No.
You don't.
I killed
this is a
one.
thing for my. No,
Oh.
this is a thing because I'm a warlock.
Gotcha.
Okay, are you guys
I-
searching or are you guys leaving?
I'm going back into the burrow to see what's going on there.
Okay, go ahead and roll investigate.
You're weird, dude. That was a little family.
I got a 4. Man,
Says the one who started butchering them.
I didn't.
You got a 4
killed
on
it. I was gonna
investigation?
eat it.
Yes.
All right. So
You're like the worst investigator ever.
Rooster's down there and he's just like running into stuff he has no freaking clue what he's doing. But somehow he finds the packages that seem to have been taken. You notice that it also looks like some tools were taken from those. That's probably why those miners and carpenters were complaining, because it looks like some of their tools were taken. And then a bunch of food sacks were also taken that they're probably going to eat. Go ahead and roll investigation one more time.
14.
That's good enough. All right, so you find over by their kitchen cooking area, you find a scribbled down recipe.
Oh, yes.
This recipe is for carrot soup. All right, so now I'm going to explain to everyone how this is going to work. So within in the culinary guild, there are 4 levels. So Rooster is at the lowest level, even though he proclaimed it to be such a high honor, as a line cook. And it goes line cook, sous chef, chef, and then master chef. Basically, the way this is going to work, since there's no healer in the group, once Rooster masters these recipes, he can save them and they can eat them to recover health and things like that. So it's going to kind of work like a health potion after he's mastered the cooking of it. And basically, I'll have a DC for every recipe, and depending on how difficult the recipe is, the higher the DC was, plus higher the bonuses that you'll get from eating it. That type of thing.
Gotcha.
Cool.
So once you have 3 mastered recipes, you can go before another member of the culinary guild to try and put on another rank in that guild. But in addition to this recipe, you notice on the side what looks like a blowgun and 3 darts, and then as well as 1... Oh, no, wait. You killed them all. Never mind. They were on the... Nothing. There was another item, but I forgot that you burnt those guys to a crisp, so you're not going to find it now. But you did find a blow dart with 3 darts, and on these darts, they have like a purple tip. And just so you know, because you are a bird, you cannot use a blowgun. Because I don't see how that would work with a beak.
Dude, that's so racist.
I'm sorry.
So when he comes out, I just pull it out of his...
Wait, I'm not out yet. I'm still down
his
there.
wings.
Plus, you don't know where he's putting it. You don't know that he even has this.
Alrighty. So as I pick up these items, I want to look around the kitchen and see if there's any ingredients for this carrot soup lying around. Or are those ingredients that I would typically have?
You find a bunch of carrots, and basically the other parts of the recipe that you have are general spices that you'll have back at the camp.
Okay. Then I'm going to gather all these materials that I found down there that were missing from our camp, and I'm going to throw them out the burrow hole, just like the Grinch throws the presents up the chimney in the movie. So
okay.
That's how it looks.
So, Barb, you're sitting up there, and all of a sudden these sacks come flying out. One of them is the food sacks, and the other 2 have some equipment in them. And then out comes this bird poking his head up from this hole.
And I just hand him this blowgun.
Oh, that's nice. I was going to take it from you.
You didn't know he had it.
That's true.
All right, then.
So he hands you this blowgun. Barb, go ahead and do a nature check to see if you know what the darts are.
16.
So you've seen these blow dart and these types of darts. They're commonly used throughout the Blackstone Plains by other people or races that live there. But the poison on them seems a little bit different. Do you want to, you rolled high enough. So you, take your finger and kind of, touch it a little bit, put it to your mouth, and instantly your mouth kind of goes a little bit numb. And basically what these darts are sleep darts. And if you shoot somebody with a sleep dart, they have to make a Constitution saving throw of DC 15, or otherwise they fall asleep.
Nice.
Yeah, it's some very powerful stuff. Zeke, you're on your way back, right? You didn't stay around for any of that?
Yep, Ezekiel just started heading back, wondering why he just went out to slaughter a bunch of jackalopes.
And why Barb nailed him in the back of his head with a piece of gold.
No, he probably understood that part.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, what are you all doing? Are you guys heading back to camp then?
Yeah. Yeah, there ain't nothing to eat. Damn it.
So you along the way, you head back to camp, and
I'm
when you
reading
get back,
my carrot soup recipe on the way back. I'm so excited.
Okay. So the way you'll do it is every time you do a long rest, you'll be able to cook. Or a short rest that is longer than an hour. Okay. So you get back to the camp, and the camp's kind of in a tizzy as they notice things have been stolen. And as soon as you walk in, you notice this half-orc in plate mail standing, and you know this as the captain of the security for this archaeological dig. His name is Zane Sornstone. And he has this green, smooth skin, some brown hair that's kind of curly, and he has this big giant sword on his back.
So basically, he's the ugliest person we can imagine. Green skin and
No, he's not super ugly. I mean, he's
curly.
half orc, so he's not like full-blown crazy orc looking dude, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, he's not super attractive by human standards.
Okay.
But anyway, he approaches you and he's like, "You have done a great service to protecting the camp. What stole the items?"
It was a jackalope.
Jackalope. I do not know these creatures. Are they a threat to the camp?
No, we cooked most of them.
At that point, I start hopping around like a jackalope, and I do a lessened version of their shriek.
That is quite impressive. I hope they did not give you too many wounds or attack with fierce ferocity.
Nope.
Be sure to return those items to the carriages or wagons that they belong to.
Okay.
You will be rewarded for your actions today.
Thank you, sir.
All right, and he walks off and he starts calming down the rest of the camp, satisfied that the threat is no longer around. And you guys go and you or do you give the items back?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you go and take the items back. You place the food back in the chuck wagon, and you all lay down to go to sleep. Obviously, there are guards taking turns, but tonight is not your guys' shift to do a watch.
Okay.
So basically, you'll get a long rest. Anybody that lost health points? Did anyone lose any health points?
Yeah, I'm at 2
Nope.
health points right now.
I gained 10.
I forgot. The one time they rolled good, it was against the monk. All right, so yeah, you'll recover all your health points, and you'll get any spell slots you spent. Zeke will come back to you.
Yep. And I no longer have my temporary hit points.
Exactly.
So there's
I
no
now have
chance.
less than half the health I had.
There's no chance that I can stay up late at night and try and
Yes,
cook this carrot.
you can stay up and try to cook. So basically, you have to sleep for 4 hours, and then you can do a light activity you have to sleep for 6 hours, and then you can do 2 hours of light activity during a long rest. So I'm going to count that cooking as a light activity.
Okay.
So you can try cooking during that time. So go ahead and you're making your thing. I need you to make a performance roll to see how well you did. 14. Okay, so you haven't quite mastered it, but it did turn out pretty good. You just feel like, maybe 1 or 2 more times cooking it, you can get it down straight.
All right, then I go to bed.
So,
And then I wake up an hour before everybody else to do my meditation.
Okay.
all right. Anybody else doing anything besides sleeping?
Ezekiel goes for a walk, and he's trying to contact his unknown patron, but I don't think he has any success. But that's pretty much it.
Go ahead and roll a religion check.
Religion, okay. A 17.
You feel that you felt like the power of whatever Patreon is behind you was really powerful with you tonight, and that maybe you feel like you're where you're supposed to be.
All right.
A feeling that you don't get very often.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and yeah, Ezekiel just turns in and recovers.
All right. So the next day comes, and this Zane comes walking back over towards you all, and in his hand he has a javelin, and he walks up to Barb. I saw that you did not have this when you returned. I want to thank you for your actions and give you this.
Thank you.
And he gives you a brand new spear.
Thank you.
He's
Spear
myself-
or javelin, right? Javelin.
sorry, what?
Javelin, right?
Yeah, it's a javelin.
Okay. Spear, javelin. I don't know. Same thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Myself and Christiana. And you know Christiana, she's one of the archaeologists. There were 4 archaeologists from this mage college that set out. Christiana is one of them. So he's like, Christiana and myself would like for you to join our company when we enter the Blackstone Mountains. Is this acceptable?
Yes.
Very well. So you guys start breaking up camp, getting set up, and off you go. You guys are now in the company of Christiana and Zane. Christiana is a cleric. You can tell by the way she dresses, and she is a patronage of the god Solinari. She is a human with rich ebony skin, long black curls that go down to her shoulder, as well as some piercing green eyes, and they are all just happy to have you with them. She's very grateful for your actions. She hasn't heard exactly what went down, obviously, because it would be hard for anybody to be thankful for what you did.
As we're going, Ezekiel does ask about payment because Barb wasn't the only one there.
The payment is what comes at the end of the archaeological dig, as promised. I am just resupplying him a weapon. Do not worry, my friend. You will be paid handsomely for all your work.
Good to hear.
I walk up to Zeke and I say, I want to thank you for your actions and give you this. And I hand him my carrot soup from the previous.
I take it and I thank him and I give him a little bow and I take a sip of it and it's good.
And then I say,
it's not bad.
Is this acceptable?
Oh, it is truly wonderful.
And then I bow and I walk away.
All right, so as the road goes on, it gets much less grassy and a lot more rocky. You become closer and closer to the foothills of the Blackstone Mountains, and that is where we'll end today. The Dungeon Duds have begun their journey, and far more violently than I imagined. After besting some of their fellow members of the caravan in axe throwing and drinking, they chased after some would-be thieves. The poor jackalopes never knew what hit them, and our heroes have made it through their first slightly advantageous battle. After recovering the stolen items, a recipe, and a blowgun, the heroes return to camp. By ensuring the safety of the caravan, they have gained favor with the head of security, Zane Sornstone, and agreed to accompany him and the cleric Christiana as a search party when they reach the Blackstone Mountains. What semi-defenseless creature will they run into next? Find out next time on Not So Super Dungeon Bros. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the show.
And if you did, leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast.
We'd also love to hear some of your feedback and comments, and we got a few ways for you to do that.
For example, jump right into Twitter and go ahead and follow us. Our handle is at NSSDBros, or hit us up with our hashtag NSSDBros.
And if you need another way to get in touch with us, check out our website at NSSDBros.com.
And be sure to follow and subscribe to see what other trouble our Dungeon Duds get into on the next
Not So
Super
Dungeon
Dungeon
Bros. Dude, you guys are all dumb.